Have you thought of becoming a designer that sells the same offer over and over again? It can sound boring, but I can tell you, it might be the best thing that can ever happen to your business. That is the 17th time we meet and you learn more about productized services. So let's meet Alan Pereira.
Let's start by addressing what we want to accomplish today. If you read the invitation from Carla, here are something that we want to talk today, and hopefully you'll be able at the end of this session to pick your clear problem to solve, package your skills. We'll talk about pricing as well, and a simple system to get your first clients using this approach. But before jumping to the topic, a little bit about me. My name is Alan. I work as a product designer for over 10 years, but before that I was a graphic designer, art director. So in total I have 15 years as a designer. During this time I helped building 2 unicorn startups back in Brazil. Then I came to Switzerland to work with finance. Today I work on a new bank in Switzerland, and besides that, as a side gig, I have my Productized service as well. So I basically work with Swiss fintechs, mostly other fintechs here in the country, and helping them, mostly startups, so helping them to grow, get funding for their projects, and I'm really happy to be helping them. And I will try to teach you a little bit what I did, and hopefully if you are a freelancer or if you're planning to move to the freelance world, I think this talk will be interesting, so you see a different approach. So let's jump to the concept of what product design is. Product services, sorry. So I've been talking to a lot of designers from the last years about their career, their projects, and most of them, they believe freelancing is the best path to freedom. So no boss, no fixed hours, no office politics, just you, your skills, and clients who value your work. But then the reality sets in. Clients, they are inconsistent. Some disappear after one project. You spend more time chasing new work than actually designing. And every month, your income resets to zero. So that's more or less the feast and famine cycle for the freelance world. And here it's a quick comparison between freelance and productized services. So basically freelancers, they charge per hour. Some of them, they don't know how to charge. We'll talk about pricing as well today. Very briefly, but I will show you some ideas to go away from hourly rates. For every client, they need to personalize the proposal. So it costs a lot of time back and forth with clients, and one size fits all. So they try to work for all type of clients from around the world. And the other side, there's productized services. So basically the idea, you can scale your business without adding more complexity because you have a unique offer with a clear value for your unique client. You have a proven process because the process will be more or less the same every time. It's something that you will package and sell it, and they will trust because you will be doing that for so long that it's quite seamless, the process, and the clients, they will trust you when you talk to them, pitch them about it. And also you have I think this is one of the most important, clear boundaries and no surprises. So the idea is to avoid scope creep, clients asking changes without really paying for that. So we will try to cover that as well. Just to summarize this rationale, freelance isn't freedom, it's a job. In my opinion, it's a job with worse job security. So my suggestion is stop trading time for money and start charging for the results you deliver. And I will tell you more about it. And the problem isn't that you aren't skilled enough. The problem is the way most freelancers, they sell their skills. So they sell time. And when you sell time, there's a ceiling on how much you can earn because you can only work so many hours per day. And I always like to show this chart to see the possibilities for designers, how they can build their business. Here in the first, we have full-time employment. Like you work for an agency, for a company, for a startup, whatever. You have your salary every month, so it's pretty much the same income. Then after, you have a little bit more flexibility with freelancing. You need few clients. You can only work with few clients because you don't have to sell your hours, so you only strapped selling your hour. And before talking about productized service, also you can build social media, but you need a billion clients to make it profitable. You can build your own products, B2C or B2B, software as a service, or you can even build your info products like selling your courses, your ebooks, whatever, but it takes time as well. You need more customers. The other side, as a service, I see it more, not an evolution, but a step further from freelancing. So you don't need a lot of clients, can have fewer clients, but you'll be charging more because you'll be charging by value. So basically, I would say this is the easiest way to make more money as a designer. So building a high-ticket business as a designer. Basically, productized service is simple to market, sell, and deliver. You will see how we're gonna do it. So in freelance, you have like a contact for a client, you need to send proposal, jump on calls, back and forth, emails, you don't know what to do, you need to change the scope. There's all this process until you really start working and deliver the value that you want to deliver for your clients. On the other side, productized service, when clients they reach you, they already know what you do, how you do, and the results that you're going to deliver to them. Fixed scope, predictable pricing, streamlined process, specific audience, outcome oriented. I will show you how you can position yourself based on that. It's scalable, and in the end should be fun as well. So I will show you how to make it fun as well. And everything starts here. So once you understand this, things start to make sense and get easier to build your own productized service. So productized service, basically, you have one problem that you solve. So a clear pain point that business urgently need a fix. One offer, so a fixed scope solution with predictable process and price. And one type of client, one ideal client. So a specific industry, business type that benefits most from the solution that you're gonna offer. And how you deliver value for clients. So you don't, like, you're a designer. I guess most of you here, you are designer, can be like content people, content designers, copywriters. It works for all of you creative people. So you don't sell a website, you don't sell content, you don't sell logo. Instead, you help clients save money, you help clients save time, you help clients, or you help them make money, or you help clients save energy. By energy, you help them avoid decision fatigue, unclear scope, constant back and forth. So they don't want to waste their energy on that. They want to know what they are getting by paying you, invest on your service. And everything starts with client. So when we talk about client, we need to talk about niche as well. There's some techniques to find your niche. Normally, when people start working with productized services, they build it through their past experience. So if you're a designer that work mostly in agencies, or you're a UX designer that work on health tech or e-commerce, you already have an idea of kind of client that you can start to work with. Doesn't mean that you will work with this kind of client forever, but it's a good starting point to start getting clients. Then you can pivot, you can get a different clients in the future. But my recommendation is to start with your past experience. So basically, to find a strong niche, you can either have a broad client, so anyone can work with anyone, but you deliver specific results. So you help any company in the world get more leads. That's an example. Or you have a specific type of client. So you content designer focus on hospitals and clinics, whatever, but you only deliver websites, landing pages. So that's a broad result. It's like the thing that they don't know the value that you get from your website. They just know that you will deliver a website, the hospitals in this case. This is good. I think it's a good starting point, but let's go to some examples here. A web designer, for example, I help e-commerce brands fix slow, confusing websites by creating conversion-focused landing pages so they turn more visitors into buyers. This is a good statement for a web designer. So the first line, you have a type of client. Second one is the what they want as the solution that you deliver to them, B2B landing pages. And the third line will be the result that you will deliver to your clients. Same thing for brand designer, for content designer. So I like to use this. So I think it's an easy way to understand how you define your client, the problem that you solve, the offer, and the result. But here is the money print machine, money print niche, money print machine. Once you understand, you get a good idea about specific client that you can help and specific results that you can deliver to them, it will be way easier to sell your product as a service. Because you just, in this example here, a specific clients, dental clinics, can be even more specific dental clinics in your country, Netherlands, Switzerland, Brazil, and specific results. So instead of only more leads, 15% more leads, because you use your past experience working for this kind of client, and you have probably some case studies to show, and you have an idea the impact that your work can deliver to them. So once you find a dental clinic owner and you tell him, okay, I can help you deliver 15% more leads, because I did that before to 2, 3, 5 clients in the past, it will be a no-brainer for them. Okay, I will pay you and you give me, not guarantee, but you will give me 15% more leads, more or less, in average. Okay, sounds a good business. So it's a good way to frame it. But most of people, they start by something more broad, or the client or the result, and it's fine. Like, it's a good way to start. But if you really want to stick to one niche, I would recommend this one. And it's way easier to sell. In my example, I help Swiss fintechs. So my niche is like specific clients by localization and also type of client. It's a fintech. And I help them with getting funding and building their product from the beginning. I can guarantee some results because I did it in the past. I will also work on a neobank. I worked on investment platform. I worked in a cross-border payment company in the past. And depending on what they need more leads, for example, or they need to increase the activation rate, the retention rate, I can deliver that to them. So I really focus. My offer is crafted for each client. So I know, for example, Swiss FinTech just got a new funding round. I can reach the founder and pitch them, okay, now you have money, you should invest on growth. I can help you grow your company. And here's like just a slight adjustment on the past slide that you guys saw. Basically the same thing, but here the third line, you're more specific on the delivery. So you're help e-commerce brands by building conversion focused landing page and so they increase sales by 30%. But once they know exactly what they get, so the result, they know the deliverable landing page, and they know you can help them because you had this experience helping other e-commerce brands. Same thing for brand designers, so help early stage tech startups building brand identities to attract 3 times more premium clients. Or content designers helping SaaS product teams, building design clear in-app content, and cut support tickets by 40%. So it's very tangible, this kind of result. And when you're talking to, especially founders, product leads, they are business people, they are not designers. So when you talk numbers with them, it's way easier to make them understand the value of design in the end. So it's really important. Even though you don't have a productized service yet, maybe you don't want to go for that path, or you work in-house, talking numbers with this kind of stakeholders is really important for them to make them understand the value of design. And now the question is how to find a profitable problem to solve, right? As I mentioned, start looking the past work that you've done. What was the real impact on this work? So take the case studies that you have in your portfolio, understand the impact that you had, the results. Not just like I designed a landing page or optimized the UX. This is too broad. This is not specific enough. But what business metric you improved with these deliverables? So what your landing page brought to the company, what your optimized UX solution brought to the startup that you work with. And if you help it increase, for example, signups, reduce churn, driving more leads or boost engagement, you already have proof of the value you bring to those future clients. And that's the starting point for your productized service, honestly. So if you're experienced, if you have past experience, to be way easier to package. But if you're a beginner, I would say get more experience. You can start with that. There's no problem. But I will be honest, it will be a little bit harder because you need proof of your work, okay? And if you're not sure what problem to focus on, just ask yourself, what are clients constantly asking for? Talk to clients and just jump on LinkedIn, X, Twitter, other platform that you use. See potential clients that you want to work with, that you believe you can help them. And just ask them, oh, what problem are you facing in your company? What challenges are you facing right now? Don't sell anything, just ask them. Start like a honest talk with them. And that's the starting point to build relationships as well. And also, you can ask yourself, where do businesses lose money due to bad design? And you try to fix that. And what problem have you as a designer solved? And you have measurable results from that. So your case studies mainly. Cool. That's it. The concept of productized service, sorry. I will jump on some more specifics now. Okay. Now, first step, now you try to understand what the problem that you can solve with and the type of client. And now I will talk briefly about pricing. Okay. So I mentioned at the beginning, freelancers, they charge per hour. So I will show you how not to charge per hour. So the value-based pricing, basically a very good, I would say, a rule is charge 10% of the return over investment that you can deliver. I'll show you how. So basically ask yourself, if your work help a client earn additional 100K in a year as a annual revenue, will they be happy to pay you 10% of that additional? I think so. I think if I was a business owner, I would be happy to pay 10,000 to a designer. They create like amazing experience or a beautiful e-commerce, anything that helped me get additional 100K per year. So I would say it's a no-brainer for any business person. So you can scale that. Like if you help small, medium companies like bakery, grocery store have additional 10K, you can ask for 1,000. depending on your service, of course, you won't charge 1,000 per lane for a landing page, but you can deliver something even like smaller in terms of scope. This is for the question, like if you help them with 100K, you can charge 10K. And if you help like an enterprise, a corporate company, add an additional 1 million per year, you can charge 100K in a project easily. And here's just a scenario from the other example I showed you before. So this designer, he helps e-commerce brands with landing pages. And this case here, without your help as a designer, the e-commerce made 500,000 in a year. But you delivered an amazing new landing page or amazing new homepage. You redesigned the homepage of this e-commerce and it added 150K in the year. So 10% of that would be 15K. So it's not bad for a landing page, for example. So just having in mind, like that's the importance of delivering the ROI. So that's ROI. So that's why your case studies, your past experience are important. So you have a good idea about the results that you can deliver. If you don't you can start to having 1 or 2 clients for free and ask them, okay, I will help you with this landing page, but I will measure everything and see the result that I reached with you. And you can document this project, or you can charge a low price to them. Don't need to work for free, of course. And that's it. That's more or less the concept behind value-based pricing. So you help business make money, they pay you a small portion of that money. So I think it's a win-win from my perspective for both business and you as a designer. And one thing here, when you start think about your pricing, normally designers that I talk, they don't know exactly how to charge. They just open other designers' websites and see how much they are charging and they copy the price. Like depending on the context, doesn't make sense. This person could be living in Switzerland and you could be living in India. Maybe it's a different cost of living. And that's I will help you how to calculate that. So for example, here, let's pretend your cost of living is 50K per year and you work 40 hours per week. It's okay. So to maintain your cost of living, your minimum cost of living, you should be charging 26 per hour. But that's the point, like I said on the beginning, freelancers, they charge per hour. We don't want to do that. But this calculation is only for reference, the minimum that you can charge for a landing page, for example. So the minimum cost for a landing page that to help you keep your cost of living, it would be 1,050, for example. And this is the learning here is you would never charge less than that. And here's a scenario. So for example, okay, your cost of living is 50K, but you want to make 100K per year. Pretty reasonable as a solo entrepreneur. 100K is very good revenue, but you want to work only 20 hours per week. So you need to charge 105 per hour. For that same landing page that it take you 40 hours, the price should be 4,200. So this is already with your ideal revenue. This is more or less how you can calculate to have an idea how much you should charge. Of course, like if your landing page can bring results better than this one, ROI of your landing page is better than this one, you need to charge according to ROI because you have proof that you can deliver that. So here's a comparative per hour and value. So for the same landing page, if you charge 50 per hour, landing page 40 hours, the price should be, you would charge 2K. But if you charge per value, so you know the client and your revenue is 500,000 per year, your ROI is 10%, your price is 5K. So I think it's better than 2K, right? So that's why I love this concept. Okay, now more or less how to start making your calculations to charge, at least the minimum that you should charge, but how to price your productized service, because here on the value, you charge per ROI, right? So if you have an agency, if you work on customized projects, you can charge for that, but the concept for our product services is a fixed price, right? So a fixed offer, fixed problem, fixed client, and also a fixed price. So the clients, they won't get scared. So here are my three favorites ways to price a productized service. Flat fee, a one-time payment for a fixed deliverable. So for example, you do a 3-day UX audit, you charge 1,500 for the tailored tear down audit, and you give a report with the top issues that a company can solve with your report. Or tier it, so you can offer different levels, so you don't need necessarily offer only one thing. You can offer different packages. So for example, you're a designer, you can offer like a low tier, like a basic UX audit. You can medium tier deep audit wireframes, or you can offer like a full redesign, for example. So it's another way to price it. Or there, I guess most of you are used to this subscription. So we see every day, we see new design subscription agency. And it's basically recurring payment for ongoing support. So for example, on this one here, you can charge 1,500 per month for continuous UX improvements. Don't need to necessarily deliver screens, but you can charge that to make monthly audits for your client. Or you can charge 5K for everything, like everything related to UX for that company, or even more. I know people that charge like a 10K for one client. So it really depends on where you live, the type of client that you want to work with. And you don't need to pick only one model. You can combine them if you want. So one thing that I see people doing, they pick a flat fee, for example, this example here, they offer like a low tier UX audit just to get the client onboarded. So the client will feel the quality of your work. They won't pay like a full retainer, like 5K or 6K per month. They will pay a little bit less. But once you deliver value, you guarantee the quality of your deliverables, you can sell them to your subscription. Then you have a recurrent client for some months. And I have also how to build your offer. So here we will package everything. So I mentioned in the beginning, one problem, one client, one offer. So basically the first question is you should show what kind of problem you solve. So what painful issue are your clients are they facing, the specific outcome that you're going to deliver, and what measurable result will they get from your offer. Also, it's really important to show the process. I'll show you the details for each one. The price, so you should be clear with them. That's how much I charge for that. And if they are comfortable with that you prove you can deliver value and they trust you, the price will be okay, if I pay that, I will have X times this investment. So for me, it's buying. And call to action. So this is a really good one. You need to walk your client to the next step. This is more or less like a sales technique. So you show how you can help them and you guide them to the next step. They need to be guided. First one, problem you solve. So normally people, okay, I am a web designer, I design websites. That's not specific. That's not like a good problem that you solve. And if your offer doesn't connect immediately with your client to a painful, urgent problem, it won't sell. So for this example, I help startups increase conversions by fixing their landing pages. It's basically the same product, but you are selling it in a different way. You're framing the problem in a different way. Same thing here for the outcome. So the outcome, okay, I designed a website, I will improve your UX because of that. Also, this is not a good outcome. So the more tangible and measurable your outcome, the more valuable your offer feels. So if a client knows your service will increase signups, by 15%, it's an easy yes. So in this example, identify the 10 biggest UX problems causing drop-offs and give you a step-by-step fix. The process, so basically people, okay, I send you the first version in a week. Bye-bye. That's even though there won't be micromanagement, they won't be asking you all the time what you're doing, because you're gonna make clear what you're doing. On that day I'll be doing that, the next day I'll be doing that. So be clear, okay, if day one I do that, day 2 and 3 that. At the end of the week I've been doing that, I send you an invitation for a call and I walk you through the solution so we can review what we can do. Basically, just don't need to go in a lot of details. Just look, okay, this week I do that, next week I do that, and they will be happy to know, okay, I know this week Carla is doing that. I know this day Carla is doing that. So more or less this way. And finally, price. You don't need to calculate by your hourly rates. You don't need to customize quotes. You don't need to, let's arrange a call just to talk about pricing. And there are all these negotiation talk, people trying to put your price down, and you try to defend your pricing. So we don't want that. So your pricing should be frictionless. So give clients clear options instead of make them guess what they should buy. So in this example here, we have the 3 tiers: audit, now wireframes, and redesign. If they are, okay, I need a website, but I don't have 5K just yet, I will pay for the audits plus wireframe, for example. They will pay less. They will say, okay, this person did a really good job. I will now have money to pay for the full package, for the full service, the full redesign in this case. And call to action. This is really important at the end of your offer document. Don't put contact me to learn more, send me an email to schedule a call. Hopefully it's a button. So click here to book your UX audit. In a dream scenario, it's a payment link to Stripe. So they click on the link, you receive the confirmation that they paid already, then you start the work. But normally, especially if you're in the beginning, you still need to have a call. But you know exactly what you're gonna do on the call, and the client know what you're gonna tell them. Okay, we're gonna jump on a call. We will discuss about the UX audit. But when they jump on a call, already knowing the price, knowing what you're gonna do, it's more to clarify some questions that they might have, hopefully, like, you don't need to start with a website, for example, but in the future, if you have a website, you can have a frequent asked questions. So every call that you jump in with clients, you can take notes and you build like this frequent FAQ with the question they bring to you, and you can put it in our website. But in the beginning, it's more like hearing from them, try to address objections and helping them understand the value. And here, that's more, how can you land your first client? So it's a big challenge for most of designers. At this point, you already have a clear offer. You know exactly what problem you solve, how you solve it, and why it's valuable. Now comes the part most designers dread, it's selling. And most people, they rely on word of mouth or job boards, Fiverr, Upwork, whatever. And that's normally it's not a good payment from there. First thing, it's don't make it all about yourself. So don't send a message, oh, I'm a designer. For example here, 5 years of experience. I specialize in dashboard interfaces. Let me know if you need help. Then you forget about this person. Like, you will never get a reply if you send this, okay? Shift the focus from you to the client's problem. So you can say to them, okay, I am a designer. I've been working with SaaS for over 3 years. I noticed most SaaS landing pages waste traffic because of bad UX. I help clients fix that and improve conversion rates by 10%. Want me to review yours? So then you make a question and the person will, like, why would they say no? Like, maybe if they say no, normally because it's not your ideal client, or they don't have time, they are busy, they forgot, you can follow up. But if it's a ideal client, people that really needs this kind of solution, they normally say, okay, maybe. Or, okay, let's jump on a call. Or, yes, how can you help me? Normally, when you find the right client, normally the reply is good for you. And here are three best ways to get clients and get started with your productized service business. So you can, if you like to write, to record videos, write newsletters and LinkedIn X posts, create content, share your work, share your ideas. But if you're not like an influencer, like designer, there's no problem. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can go on the shadows, I would say, and go to start conversations directly with people on the direct messages. How do you do that? So you are a designer that work with dental clinics. So you're going to go to the LinkedIn, find dental clinics owners, start conversation with them, ask them their challenges with conversion, their challenge to book new clients. Or you can even record a quick long video, 5 minutes, showing that you did a quick audit on their landing page. Note, oh, you can fix that, this and this, and send to them through the DMs. Normally, it's a really good result from that because you are already showing value before asking anything. And you can leverage your network for referrals. For example, if a client is not ready, ask to be referred. Maybe the dental clinic owner is not ready right now, but they know someone else that needs help with design. They can refer you. Like, people on business, they are really open to help. If they believe you can really help them, they'll be happy to refer your work. And as an example here for the warm outreach, the message that you can send through LinkedIn, from X. So, hey, I'm a designer. Do you need any UX help? Don't do that. It won't work. Instead, you can go to, hey, John, the dental clinic owner, I saw your app and love what you're building. Are you happy with your onboarding conversions? I do this and that. My last client reduced drop-offs by X%. Let me know if you'd like a quick teardown. And you can send a link to case study in your portfolio, or even like a Google Docs explaining what you did, anything to explain it. And hopefully they like it and they ask you to jump on a call. Or even if you want to ask it before, maybe depending on the level of the relationship we have with this person, you can ask directly. Maybe it's a former boss or someone that you worked in the past that is now can be your client. If you have this kind of open to talk to this person like that, you can just, oh, long time no see. I see that you're having this challenge now. Let's jump on a quick call and I can show you what I did for my best client. Something like that is works way better than just like you need UX help. And you just a clear service. So here is just need a clear service description and way to test them. And so this is the very basics that you can do to validate your offer. So you already know your client, more or less the offer that you're gonna sell and the problem that they are facing. So just write a one sentence, like the ones that I showed you. For example, I help e-commerce brands. Share it with some potential clients. So that's the importance of networking. People that you work in the past, friend of a friend, maybe even family. Talk to them, tell them, and offer a low friction commitment. So let's go more like in the details. So in this example, I write a one sentence speech. I help startups increase conversion by fixing their onboarding experience. Share it like, okay, I'm launching this new service that do that. Want me to take a look at your onboarding flow, your whatever. So you can ask them if you can help them. And that's important here. Don't ask for feedback. What do you think about my offer? Do you think is it cool? Just ask if they are interested. So offer a low friction commitment. So if they like, you just can say, okay, let's jump on a call. I can show you more. If they accept, it's okay. It's a good signal that your offer might work. Or if they say, okay, I want this, send me more details. Curious to know more. Like maybe it can help me. It's a very good signal. And in your dreams, it can happen. Why not? But the person can, oh, that's exactly what I need. Send me the payment link, send more details, send me the payment link. Let's do this. So if you have this, one of those three, of course, there are variations, of course, but normally jumping a call is it's a good sign. It's a good signal. And you can make questions, ask them about their challenges, their pain points, what they need, and have to make like more research. And it will help you to build your offer document as well. And okay, you did this here. And what if people, they don't show interest? So there are three things that you can do. So make the problem more specific. So instead of consulting, try fixing onboarding to increase activation rates, or fixing ugly brands to make premium customers follow you, something like that. Make the outcome clear. So instead of, oh, I am a designer, I do better UX. So say, I do exactly this. I help you 10 times increase your conversion rate by 10%. And test the different audience. Sometimes startups, they are, for example, are the right fit, but e-commerce can be the right fit for the type of offer that you want to sell them. So try to this kind of experiments and adjustments, and hopefully you have a good hint, a good signal that your Productized service has people interested on that. And we are already going to an end, but I want to show you some examples. I think it's always good to show that. Here's a dark horse. So going a little bit out of UX design, product design, like they are graphic designers and they help DTC and CPG brands, basically a product that you see on the grocery stores, supermarkets. They help like those kind of brands with graphic design. And they are graphic designers and they work with a specific client. It's a design subscription, and they are pretty clear who they help with. Second one, this is one that I love. For example, if you're still working in the house, like you like your job, but you're looking for an extra income stream, maybe this could be a very good solution. Microservice. So this person here, basically, he sells 3 screens for $99.99. And you can use these screens to build your pitch deck. If you're a startup founder, you can use these screens to hand over to a developer that has a designer as well, and they can develop that based on the screens. So you know what you get and how much you're gonna pay for that, and you can see like more details. And that's pretty simple service. And you can build your own variation as you want to sell. 3 logo options for 2,000, for example. Can be something like that, just as an example. This one is really nice. If you're a graphic designer as well, or you work with brand, Arcade Labs, if you access their website, they are like an agency, a lab, but they also have this productized service package here. They help startups launch their new brand in 7 days. So they know the client that they are serving, the offer that they will deliver, and even have the amount of time they need to do that. So some clients, some startup founders, they need speed, and they'll be happy to have something really good in 7 days. And just to finish my talk, I have a 1-week challenge for you. If you like it so far about the concept of productized service, if it makes sense for you, if you want to go from freelance to try this, I have a 1-week challenge for you. Day 1, define your one problem or one offer and one client. So see your past experience and do that. Open your LinkedIn or your X and reach 10 potential clients from your network. As I mentioned, like friend of a friend, former colleague, former boss, whatever. Try to start with people that you already know, or don't need to be so close, but people that know who you are as a human being. It's already a good starting point. So people, they know, okay, I worked with this guy 10 years ago in that company. I know more or less who is it. They will be open to know more about what you have to say. With these insights from these potential clients, just ask them what their challenge. Don't try to sell anything here right now. Just ask them about their challenges, what they are facing, their pain points on their product, on their company. Take notes of everything and draft an offer document. So your offer document will have what I mentioned before, like your problem, how you solve it, your process, pricing, CTA. It will be more or less that structure. Put it on a Google Docs. Don't need to have a landing page or a website at this moment. You are just testing. So in 1 week, you'll do that. Put it on a Google Docs, put some screens of things that you did and what that thing helped clients achieve. And if some of those 10 potential clients showed interest in your questions, or even you're certain that you can help them, okay, my offer doc will resonate with 3 or 4 clients from this list here. Just follow up with them. Oh, I talked to more founders, more people. I have this offer. I'd like you to take a look. We can jump on a call. I can show you more details and ask feedback or even commitment from them about the offer. If they found it, okay, that's really interesting, it might help my company right now, it's a good signal. So you have a good hint that your productized service can work. And yes, in the last day you send it, you have this offer doc, you send to some of them again and ask to jump on a call and makes follow-up questions to understand like if your offer resonates with them. Like you can do it in 1 week, of course. If no one replies, if they say, oh no, I don't know, it's a signal maybe your productized service is not there yet. You need to keep refining, iterating until you find the sweet spot that people believe that your service can help them solve their problem. And just to come back here, so basically hopefully today you help you do this. So pick one clear problem, package your skills, price with confidence, and in this simple system to reach your initial clients. Hopefully you learned something from today. And this is a rabbit hole. So if you want to know more about it, about me, about how can I help designers, I suggest to access this address /manifesto. This is a rabbit hole because you see a manifesto, then there'll be a link to our guide. So this guide, it's 9 chapters with more information about what I just tried to teach here today. And if you sign up for this guide, you will receive the newsletter as well. And from the newsletter, we can communicate. I can show you more. I share more examples, how to do's. And also we have the community from the newsletter. You have more information there. And let's go. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to answer any question that you have. And I really hope that it brings you some clarity and help you decide if it makes sense to move forward from freelancing, from in-house to productized service. And I can confidently say if you want to scale your income, it's a very good alternative. And yes, happy to answer questions.
Welton said something that's really interesting that for sure happens all the time. He is saying, I want it to become at least a standard price. Because you know what happens is that you have this service like Upwork, that there are people doing gigs like, what's the name of the other one? Fiverr, right? And he says that he's competing with people that are offering full WordPress websites for $200 or $300. What would you recommend him to do?
So the question is, how much should he charge? Like on this? Yeah, these platforms, they are tricky because you're competing with a lot of people. I would say it's a good starting point. Maybe having your first clients there, you can use these platforms to build your first case studies. So you won't be able to charge a lot from there, I guess. To be honest, I have an account Upwork, but I never use it. But I know people, they charge like not a lot, and the projects normally, like there are hundreds of people sending suggestions. For one of them be picked and receive, I don't know, 500 for a brand. So for me, it doesn't make sense. But I would use these platforms to build your case study. Just find some clients that resonate with your offer, or find like gigs there. Like, okay, he's dental clinic owner and he needs a landing page, for example, from Upwork. Just reach to him, send him the proposal, how you can help them. Like even if it's not a good price a good revenue, do that for the case study purpose. But normally, from my experience, LinkedIn is a very good source to get people. It's a platform done for that. And you can reach people. You can even use the Sales Navigator feature. It's quite expensive, but once you already have an income stream, it will pay by itself. So you can filter a lot of people from different parameters and you can find your ideal client there. But yeah, use Upwork to get your first client. I would recommend that.
Cool. So Klaus is asking, regarding the short audit videos giving feedback, I'm being really cautious with this as these may come across as unsolicited advice. What are your experience with that?
My experience is the best because you're giving value from the beginning. So don't lose hours doing that. You have your life, you have your other projects. It's a really quick video. If people, they don't like, normally people, they like it because they're already giving value, but if they don't like, they won't answer you. So that's okay. Move forward to that life happens. Maybe it's not the ideal client or they didn't ask for an instead audit, but I think this is more about ego because all the founders that I talk to and I give feedbacks, I give tips for them, they are really happy to hear. Some of them, they even ask during our calls, what they think, what I think about their product. So if it's a startup founders, if it's a product person working with product, they'll be super happy to hear any feedback. They are looking for that. I can't say for other maybe e-commerces or other type of companies, maybe corporate, but for startups, they are super happy to hear people giving feedback to their product.
Yeah, I have to say that's true. Most of the services I use, when I find something that's not working well or could be improved, I always send a feedback email. Like I am using the tool, suffering with it, probably others are too. But I understand that you are trying to do this to acquire customers, then might be a different lenses there. Amina is saying, by giving someone an audit of their site, do you mean just taking a look at their site on the front end, or would you need access to the back end as well?
That's a very good question, and I think can be part of your package. For example, me as a UX UI designer, normally I evaluate like the usability, the front end, normally something on behavior psychology as well. So mostly the experienced people that are using the website. But if you offer that on your package, like you do the front end audit and also the back end, you evaluate the whole code and you can pinpoint, okay, this code is impacting on your performance of your website. So the back end evaluation could be part of your package and you can charge even more for that.
Yeah, and I would say one plus here that it was not mentioned, but I would say that analytics or stuff like that, it's also part of the front end or in the middle there, right? Like in between front and back end, that you should take a look as well to give a proper review.
Exactly. Yes, you can have a before and after. You ask for the analytics for metrics right now, what's happening currently. You can see some, okay, the drop-offs here, they are weird, that will evaluate this flow maybe. And after you deliver the audit, and the company implements what you suggested, you can ask them again to reevaluate the analytics and see the impact that you had on the product, like the impact that your report, your audit had. And you use that for your next client. Okay. Oh, by the way, my last client, I did this audit and they improved the drop-off. Like they reduced the drop-off by X%, and I can do the same for you. That's how you sell to the next one.
Great. So Mauricio is asking 2 questions. Are you focused on the first right now? And then we see if we have time for the second. So how do you generally estimate return on investment of potential client, specifically small ones when you can't find data online about the client or company?
That's a very good question. You need to ask clients. Normally you are building when they are willing to hire to do something, you're building this business relationship with the owner or the manager, whatever. And if you, like they need to give you, okay, more or less an idea of their can be annual revenue, monthly revenue, whatever, or any kind of metric that you can be even like don't even need to be about money, but can be, I don't know, activation rate, drop-offs, whatever. But normally when you want to price by ROI, you need to ask revenue. And you're right. Some people, they might not be happy to give you this kind of answer, but you can argument like, okay, but how can I guarantee that I will give you a return if I don't know how much you're making right now? So I don't know if the impact of my service, you can use this argument as well, but it's more how you talk, how you approach them. But you're correct. Not all of them will be super open to do that, but once they understand the value that you can deliver, I think it's easier for them.
So one more question here from Welton. He is talking about contracts. So how do we make sure clients will comply with clauses, and if there is any legal ground overseas, we can reach if a contract are secured?
Really good one. The good thing about product service, normally, if you're a freelancer, you have to write a new contract for every client and change the scope, change everything. For productized service, you bypass that because you have a unique contract. You have more or less the same services, the same pricing. You can tell the process, so everything will be more or less the same, and you can use the same contract for everyone. So basically, you need to have a contract. It's your guarantee. But the good thing here on productized service, you don't need to write a new contract every time for every new client. It'll be more or less the same template, and that's it. That's how you can scale your time a little bit, save your time, and focus more on design.
Cool. So the last question here is just a curiosity from Mauricio. He's asking, can you share more about how you were able to move from Brazil to Switzerland?
Good question. I think it was lucky. I was in Brazil working for some startups that I mentioned, and I received an offer to work in Switzerland. That's why the past experiences are important, because in Brazil I had experience with fintech. I think that time was 5 years, 4 or 5 years working fintech. And then I applied for a job in Switzerland in another fintech. So they were needing a product designer. So for them, okay, this guy, a product designer, he's experienced in our industry. So let's talk to him. So I went through all the interview process and everything. And the company gave me an offer to come to Switzerland. So I came here for a job offer.
Amazing. So we have ended all the questions on the chat. You saw there is a manifesto for you to download, for you to learn, and also do that challenge for a week. I think that's an amazing challenge. If you want to start, you should start right now. It's always the best moment, right? Don't leave it for tomorrow. Thank you, Alan, so much for bringing us all of this content. Next, in the Hub Meet, we will be talking about sale, a unique approach for you to sell yourself, your service, or your product. So if you are looking for a job, if you have a product or a service you sell, you should tune in. Check the description for the link to join us live. And you start to shift your perspective on selling and learn how to create connection, trust, and collaboration. See you next Hub Meet. Bye.